today we are going to talk about something so relaxing, so nice. Today we are going to talk about music. Gemma, do you like music?
Yes, I love it.
What kind of music do you prefer?
Mm, I like to mm, listen mm, any kind of music. I like it, but maybe um, pop in English or in Spanish and rock.
Hey, that's nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so Hilda, do you like music?
Yes, yes, sí.
Excellent. What's your favorite?
Mm, Pues la música, bueno, de music, house music, house music,
Um, what kind of music do you prefer?
house music,
Hey, that's great.
relaxing, clásica,
That's beautiful. Something
rock.
like
Ujú.
instrumental?
Yes.
Wow,
Mm,
great. Excellent. Thank
mm,
you very
mm.
much. You know what? I would like to share this quote with you. Friedrich Nietzsche said that without music, life would be a mistake. Hilda, what's your opinion? What do you think about this quote?
Sí, bueno, bueno, es que estoy escuchando, creo que es muy avanzado lo que están hablando
Ah,
y yo creo que sí entré a un grupo que creo que es muy avanzado, no no domino muy bien el inglés, sí les estoy
ajá.
entendiendo, pero no lo estoy dominando. Yo creo que voy a salir del grupo,
¿De qué nivel eres?
del nivel básico.
Ah, sí,
Mm.
es que este grupo es de nivel C1.
Sí, sí, es muy avanzado. Sí les estoy entendiendo lo que dicen, pero no tengo muy buen del inglés, entonces yo creo que voy a abandonar el grupo para que no las detenga y sigan practicando ustedes.
No te preocupes. Mira, podemos hacer tres cosas. Uno, bueno, pues que continúes escuchando y participes en lo que puedas. La otra, si quieres nada más es ser oyente, también es posible. La otra, pues no sé,
Ujú.
si te quieres integrar mañana de 8 de a las 8 de la noche es el nivel básico.
Yo creo que mañana para que siga con ustedes, le digo para no detenerlas como lo estoy haciendo ahorita.
Ah, no te preocupes. Pero bueno, si gustas, mañana con tu grupo
Ujú.
a las 8 de la noche.
Claro que sí. Gracias,
Ok.
profesora. Sí,
No, gracias a ti. Buena noche.
buenas noches.
Okay, Gema. So, what about you? What's your opinion about this quote?
Well, I agree with this idea because maybe if we don't have music, uh, we don't have an important art or an important way to express our feelings or statements or our ideas, and definitely without music life will be a mistake because um, music is very important in all aspects or in different aspects of our life, for example in culture, to share the religion or to share something, some ideas, or for example to teach English or teach Spanish or teach different things. And obviously it's useful to learn some things. um, I don't know, I think that the music is very important in different situations for different people, but um, I I think that if we don't have, uh, if um, yes, if we don't have music, we have problems to express us.
That's great. Okay, you know what? You could say it in second conditional. If we didn't have music, we would have problems. If music wouldn't exist, everything. No, yeah. If music didn't exist, everything would be more boring. I don't know, but yes, we can use the second conditional for expressing.
Okay.
This. All right, excellent. Now let's see how much we know about music. All right. So look
Okay.
at this. Here we have some quotes. Could you help me reading the first one?
Yes. Memories triggered by music cause some of the strongest emotional response and can be very intense.
Thank you very much. What's your appreciation about that quote? What's your opinion?
Mm, I'm not sure. Maybe could be. I don't know how to say. Um, mm, I'm thinking. Mm, um, I don't know. Um, mm, mm, mm. Maybe sometimes some kind of music could help us to feel better, or sometimes music uh, help us to express our feelings, or sometimes listen listen to music is could be dangerous or difficult for us, maybe because if we are sad and we listen sad music, we are uh, we are going to be sadder, for example.
Yeah, you're right. That's it. You know what? I totally agree with you. Sometimes the music we listen can make us even make some decisions. When we are very sensitive, it can be dangerous, as you said. You know what? It happened to me one day. It was so embarrassing. I won't ever forget it because it was something that I should be very attentive to. I was in classes and I used to use a lot of songs, some music when I'm teaching English. And so in that time, I remember that I was in the university working as an English teacher. And in a group, there was a very sensitive girl. I played a song by the Carpenters The song's name was The End of the World. I don't know if you have heard that song. Haven't you heard The End of the World with the Carpenters?
No, I don't know.
Wow, that's a very beautiful song. It goes like this. Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. So, as you can see, it is a very sad song.
Yes, but you sing very well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you know what? That I wanted to check the structures of simple present because it says, why does the sea rush to shore? Why do the birds go on singing? So they are question formation. That was my target. It was my grammar goal. And so for me it was perfect. And so a very beautiful song. But when I played that song, suddenly the girl started crying. And so I said, oh my God, I don't do that, please. I didn't know she had very recently got divorced. So I was so careless. I didn't think that there could be somebody in my classroom with that situation, or maybe a relationship break up. And so, oh my, I didn't know how to help her. I didn't know what to do. It was a very bad decision of mine to play that kind of so emotional music. Uh,
Yes, in some cases, I think that the psychologist said that we open some windows or some doors and we don't close it, and
yeah,
it is a problem for them.
yeah, that's it. In that moment, that girl had her doors completely opened because it was resent. I guess it had been 1 week ago. So it was really, really resent.
Oh,
So Jesus Christ. From that moment on, I have been more careful about the music I listen to, or the music I play with my students, even when they are young adults or when they are adults. When they are children, it's more difficult that these things happen because they haven't had those experiences. But yes, with the young adults or adults, it's very possible, so likely. But yes,
yeah,
music has that power.
yes, of course.
All right. So why don't you help me reading this part?
Mm, music transcends languages barriers by being a universal language.
Ah, that's it. What's your opinion?
Mm, I think that it's a great statement, and it is true because no matter if music is in English or in Spanish or in another language, or if it's only instrumental. But for example, we love Mozart in Mexico or in Spain or in London or in Chinese. So we know classic composers around the world, or we can know um popular or famous singers. For example, I don't know. Uh, mm, for example, Michael Jackson. You know, he was uh, known around the world, but he was American and he sang in English, but in any kind of or in any country where he sang, people sang his songs, and um, I think that no matter which language we talk or we speak, we try to do the or better effort to sing the music that we like or we enjoy. And I remember with this phrase when some years ago, um, in in the news said that uh, um, NASA, or I don't know exactly who, uh, sent a sonda to the space with music of our world, or of yes, of our world, to with the hope uh, that uh, other people or other um, I forgot how you say extraterrestres.
Other ways of life or extraterrestrial aliens?
Yes, find the sonda and listen our music.
Wow. Hey, that sounds nice. A little weird, a little crazy, but it makes sense because yes, music is universal. You know what? Something happened to me. I remember that when I was in the University of Southern Indiana, I was studying there, and suddenly one day there was a visit. There was a mariachi playing in the auditorium. And so, of course, they were singing in Spanish. It was a Mexican mariachi, of course. And so, no matter the music was in Spanish, people was really, they got crazy. And so they were moving their feet, they were trying to dance, they were trying to sing because they really loved Mexican music. They didn't know a word about the lyrics, but they were really happy with the performance of the mariachi band. So yes, music transcends barriers.
Yes.
Okay, now could you help me reading the next part?
Sorry. Yes. Mm, Singing rather than speaking will often result in increased interactivity in people with ASD who process speech, timbre, and rhythm in different areas of the brain.
Thank you very much. What's your opinion about it?
Uh, I'm not sure if I have an opinion because I don't know what it means ASD.
Ah, ASD is the autism syndrome.
Oh, hmm. hmm I I suppose that this idea try to explain that when some people with this problem or this condition uh, have a progress if they sing, or if they use music as a kind of therapy or something like that.
Yes, you're right. That's it. It is easier for them to have any interaction with people when they sing than when they are speaking. I think that I have an explanation for this. when you when you speak, of course you use your own words and you use your own ideas, and sometimes you are not sure if they are going to be accepted by anyone else or if they are going to be really well understood. But when you are singing, you are just following anyone else's words, and sometimes we sing in a chorus, so we don't do it alone by ourselves. So we don't feel alone with the performance of what we are doing. That's my idea. But I don't know, what's your opinion?
Eh, I don't know about this topic, but I think that is a part of their therapy because in the last part say that um, different areas of the brain. So I think that singing help them to active some areas of their brains, maybe that are connected with the speaking function, or maybe in the part of when we make or we think our ideas before to speaking.
That's it. You're right. You're totally right. Look at this. Here we have with this other quote. Could you please?
Which music activates both hemispheres of the brain and stimulates cognitive processing.
That's the explanation of what you said. Yes, music activates both hemispheres of the brain. But you know what? Not only listening to music, but also producing music, performing. So when we sing or when we play, our brain is not active. It has a party inside, a carnival in our brain, because the brain is totally busy producing, processing, uh, making something beauty. Because remember that both hemispheres of the brain have different functions. The left hemisphere has the function to process logical operations, everything that is related to producing. And the right hemisphere is in charge of memorizing, of aesthetic part of the things, feelings. So they are working combined to produce, to beautifully produce, and to effectively make something emotional. So it is not only something mechanical, but also aesthetic. And other reason is that the right hemisphere of our brain moves the left side of our body, and vice versa. The left hemisphere of our brain moves the right part of our body. So guess what? When we are producing music, the our brain is really, really active. What's your
Oh, sorry.
hello?
Oh, yes, I hear you.
I thought he has left. Don't go, don't leave me alone.
No, I I have heard you.
No, yes, that's it. So the brain of a musician is really a carnival. Or it doesn't matter if we are musicians or not. But when we try to play music, our brain is active. It's totally active. So it is very, very important to produce music, to sing, to dance. You know what? In a time, I used to be a dance performer. I used to be a folk dancer in a ballet, and I also taught dancing. And I used to tell my students that dancing is not only moving, dancing is also producing music with your feet. Mexican dance, Mexican music has no percussions in most of the music of our states, and so the sound of the feet of the people who are dancing is playing that part of percussions. So it is very important that the dancers have the rhythm following the music so that they can contribute to the work of the musicians.
Yes. It is an interesting point because I have never, um, mm, how do you say? I have never thought in that.
Oh yeah, you know that. Like, have you listened to any Wapango piece? Any music of
Yes,
Wapango? Well,
yes.
Wapango dancing is considered to be like brain gym
Mm,
because it has to be sequenced, it has to be coordinated, and it has also the function of making decisions when you are dancing. Because in Wapango music, you have to be dancing. The man is following the woman, is trying to catch her, and the woman is trying to escape from the man. It is so gracefully, it is so beautiful because it's something like um, like the man is chasing the woman, but of course it's dancing. So it's nice, it's funny, and it's beautiful. But you have to make decisions about where you are going to turn around towards to, uh, what steps you are going to do, because Wapango has two parts. When the singers are singing the coplas, you have to do the steps so silent so that people can listen to the person who is singing. And when the person who is singing stops singing, so they are just playing, then you can do the sound of the zapatero. So, so it is so interesting because it's making decisions also.
yes, of course. I um I like listen to this kind of music, but I don't uh, dance. Definitely.
Oh, you should. It's so beautiful and so funny. Well, I love it. All right. So please, could you help me reading this part?
It says the Japanese word karaoke comes from a phrase meaning empty orchestra.
Orchestra. What do you think about this empty orchestra?
Um, I I don't know. I think that it's difficult to understand this because when we said uh, let's go to karaoke, we'll listen the track without voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand because in a orchestra, the most important part of this are the instruments. So in karaoke, I hear the instruments. I don't hear voice, but I hear instruments.
Yeah.
And if we have an empty orchestra, we are in silent. So I don't know. It's a confusing word.
Well, what I think, that's my opinion, is that they say empty orchestra because you have the music, but you don't have the musicians.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
could be a possibility.
yeah, so you have the product, but you don't have the people who produces it. So that's why it's an empty orchestra, no musicians.
Oh, yes.
And by the way, do you like to sing the karaoke?
Yes, I like it. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, that's nice. That's so fun. And what kind of music do you like to sing?
And whatever it's fine. So I think that the most important part in a karaoke night is enjoy, have a fun time, and maybe share a time with your family or friends, or I don't know. But we we try to sing all kind of music, pop or rock or um, rancheras or with mariachi or in English or in Spanish or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? You said something very interesting and very important also. You said that the most important is to be relaxed. That's it. When we sing, we release dopamine and we release oxytocin. And those substances are really beneficial for our body because they heal of our body. If you have any disease, any illness, it is very likely that you are going to get better when you are more relaxed. So singing is medicine. For example, if you suffer from headache, backache, your waist, if your waist hurts, your knees, when you sing, the substances that our body releases, our brain releases, help our body to stop suffering from those pains.
Oh,
And even, you know what? The vibration of our voice helps also to kill some of the bad agents that make people to feel sick. So
oh,
that's medicine.
mm, it's very interesting that part too because I remember a movie. I don't remember the name, but I remember that they demonstrate that with I'm not sure if it was with water or with fractales. I'm not sure,
Ah,
but they try to explain that if we said positive things uh, to a glass of water, um, the water has a behavior, but in an but the, this man says bad things or bad words or negative words to another glass of water, and the water have another behavior. I'm not sure with their moleculas, partículas, or something like that. But this this movie tried to explain how the words help us or danger us, and I suppose that this part of the music could be the same. No, maybe could be or could help us to feel better or to feel worse.
mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. I totally agree with you. You know what? I have observed people. A time ago, I used to go to Seguro Social, to the IMSS, because of my teeth. I had a cavity in a molar, so I needed to see the dentist. And I was, of course, waiting with the other people. And I saw that there were some ladies who were constantly visiting the doctor, and they were complaining about many different diseases, the back, the heart, the head, everything was hurting to them. And I was listening to their talks, and they suffered, they really suffered, and they were saying bad opinions about everybody, criticizing everybody. And so I said, now I know why these women are here, because they suffer so much and their body does also. Our body responds to our thoughts. Um, I remember also that my father, he has passed away. He had diabetes and he had cancer. But if I analyze my father, how he thought and how he lived, he was all of the time complaining about everything. And so I decided not to do it. Many doctors have told me, you have to be very careful because you have the predisposition of suffering the same sicknesses that your father did. And I agree to disagree because now, I am 51 years old and I never get sick. But I think that it is because I like to have a positive attitude towards everything. I like very much to be happy all of the time, even when I have problems. And I like to enjoy music very much. I think that it helps me because at my age, I can suffer to any disease, even though all my family is diabetic. And most of my aunts, my uncles had cancer also. Even my brother had cancer. But no, I'm really healthy. And I think that it is something related with what you said about the movie picture. Positive attitude is more important. What do you think about it? Hey, Ma, hello. Are you there?
Yes. Okay. um, I agree with you because I have the same disease in my family. With my grandmother has it has cancer. My grandmother had cancer too. Uh, one of my three uncles had cancer too in different parts of the body or in different organs, but finally cancer, and they died unfortunately. Um, for example, some years ago in a checkup, the doctor told me that I have some balls on my chest, and my mom was scared for me because she thought that it could be cancer too. But fortunately, uh, don't I don't have cancer, but I have to be very careful um, with my revisions. We have to do an ultrasonido every 6 months to check the size of the balls or the numbers. Or, for example, if I had a treatment, if those balls disappears or something like that, or just only to control and prevent this
Mhm.
disease. But I tried I try to be relaxed. I try to think it's normal. I try to think that eh, I it's it's no obligation that I get this disease. I try to do my life normally, my routine, my daily routine. Um, I try to think that it's just a part of the process, or it's just a process of my body according to my age, and everything is going to be okay. And I try to be relaxed, and I try not don't think in that situation.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. You know what? Somebody told me, a doctor told me time ago, that we are supposed to inherit the sicknesses and the diseases of our ancestors or parents or grandparents or great grandparents. But he said, no, that is not true. We don't inherit the sicknesses. We inherit the way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we feel, the way we react. And those actions, those habits are the ones that makes us be sick of any sickness. So if we eat a lot of grease, if we don't take care of what we eat, of course we are going to be obese, or we are going to have any diabetes. And it is not because our family is fat, it's because we eat in an inappropriate way. And so the same way around, if our family used to complain about everything, to hate everything, and we do also, because we are repeating the same patterns, we are going to suffer the same diseases. And I agree, I totally agree with that doctor. That's why I decided to break the chain. And I'm fine. I'm very happy. I'm very healthy. And
Um,
talking about being very healthy, look at this. Could you help me reading this?
mm, Mozart was known to meow during rehearsals and even to jump around on tables and furniture like a cat. This eventually carried over into his music when he wrote The Cat Do It.
What do you think about it? Did you know that?
I don't know that. I didn't know that.
Those are some curiosities. Yes, he was known to meow during the rehearsals and jump around on tables. So maybe he was very intense. Or what do you think about that?
Mm, Maybe he was strange or freaky or something like that. Maybe he was, or he had a strange way to get inspiration. Maybe this behavior uh, was a kind of exercise for him to compose his music, or exercises um, to relax him before the before he played, or before he write music, or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. We will never know. But anyway, he was a genius.
Yes.
Somebody told me that sometimes geniuses tend to be a little eccentric and they
Mhm.
do very unusual things because they are extremely creative and they are extremely oh, how do you say this? I don't remember it even into Spanish. Um, Spontaneous.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
it's sounds interesting, and I agree with that idea.
All right, let's go to the last idea. Look at this. Those who are into music can learn new languages more easily. What's your opinion about this?
Could you repeat it because I can't hear you?
Oh, yes, of course. Those who are into music can learn new languages more easily.
Oh, mm, I think that music is a very fun and mm, a very fun and interesting way to learn something. Um, and languages, it's excellent because maybe we try to imitate the pronunciation, or we try to repeat it, the words, or we try to remember the words and use it in any context. Uh, for example, I don't know, but with my students, uh, I choose a song for them and they listen and try to complete it. For example, this is the first step, complete a song. Um, and then I told I told them, tell me what is the meaning of this word. And if they know, they told me. But if they don't, uh, they told me, what is the meaning of this word? And I told them. So I think that is very useful because they learn or we learn vocabulary, pronunciation, and in some cases to identify part of the grammar. And it's very useful. Well, in my personal opinion, it's very useful, and I uh, absolutely agree using music to teach or to learn languages.
Excellent. Yes, that's it. And even though, you know what? uh, when we sing or when we play any instrument, our brain is active. So it is very easy for a person to learn anything, not only languages, because the our brain is able to learn everything that you could like to learn. Look at this. Finally, we are going to read about Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was also a gifted musician, playing both the piano and violin with exceptional skills. He once said, music not only changes our mood, but it also changes the way we think and our perception of the world. So, wow. I think that, well, you know that Albert Einstein was a genius. He was a scientist. I think he was one of the greatest of all the times. And I think that he had the ability to do many different things, not only science. What's your opinion about Einstein?
Well, I think that it was an important people in the part of in the story of the humanity, and he discovered very important things in science. He absolutely was very intelligent, very um, um, I don't know how to say humilde,
Humble.
humble,
Humble.
um, humble.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe. he was uh, a very close person, or no close person, um like a shy, maybe, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
um he was a genius because he's researching um were very important for us. um and nowadays he is a very important person, and his theories and inventors are very useful for the new people or in new generations.
That's it. You're right. Okay. You know what? I think that we could be talking for a long time about this interesting topic, but unfortunately, time is over. But I don't know if you want to say any question, any commentary.
Mm, no, it was a nice topic, and the I haven't finished my exercises, but I check it, and I think that it is uh, not no. I think that this unit is not as difficult as the unit to be. Um, and I think I'm okay, but I want to read more. I want to review grammar, but it was okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your participation, for your attention, and for your attendance. And meet you next class. Have a very good night.
Thank you.
Thanks to
Yes.
you. Good night.
Yeah. Good night for you too.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.